So, let's see. Why did the fellow program start? I know that it was to give the teachers experience, but why the academy and why not some other school?
Um, well, you know, I don't, I don't know. I mean, I don't really think. I mean, there really isn't. Um, I mean, the academy is the only, state-funded institution, for, originally it was just like gifted and talented, and now it's moved into more like, you know, I think high ability and maybe, I don't know if they still use that gifted and talented term or not, do they?
Sometimes I've heard that.
Yeah.
I hear that both ways.
Yeah, they were really only in the beginning using that gifted and talented, but see what happens on these um, fellows is that you have to be able to you know present the package to their school plus their corporation, where they're employed, because that means that that school is going to have they're only going to be here for just that 1 year, and they're going to have then a sub. They're going to have to hire a substitute teacher to cover that teacher that's going to be here teaching at the academy the duties. So it's kind of a risky deal, and of course this these teachers that come in like this, they go through like an interview. They apply and they go through an interview process, and then of course their home school has to be willing to hire the sub for the year, and then of course there's the contract between Ball State and their school and their everything, in order for all this to take place. And they're, in essence, they're actually going, they're coming here not just to teach, but to develop new curriculum. And so, this is a teaching university, and so they have access to both the library and professors and the other academy faculty. So so they and then they're offered housing here as well. So not all of them would live here. Some of them would commute, but it's they're so they have the classes teaching just gifted and talented students, which is not the norm in a regular school. Plus, then they have the time where they're to do research and develop.
And it seems like since it's a laboratory school, it almost makes sense to have the fellow program here, like to test the students. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, and see, it's in, I think, that information that I gave you that, see, there's like the three areas of the academy with um, the academic life, student life, and then outreach. And so, these two are for the students, that apply and attend the academy. But the outreach is for like all the teachers and the schools and the students in the whole state. And it's to, like raise, basically kind of raise the bar on education as far as, equipping teachers and then providing, more of a, better education for the students. So, it's not totally maybe, for just gifted and talented, but, it's, kind of geared more in that direction. But, we don't, as far as our, Saturday programs and of course, like on our distance learning, the students that take maybe like physics 1 and maybe, AP ones would all have to be probably pretty advanced students, but I don't know, the foreign language, if they're going to college, I'd probably be, they'd be better off if they did. And that way, with the distance learning, then, if the student excels in certain areas, then it's nice for them to be able to take the distance learning course.
Do you know how far the distance learning reaches? Like, how many schools are involved in that?
Well, as far as this year,
That's a good one.
Yeah. We currently have. We have 32 with 195 students.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And actually, over 100, we have 116 in physics 1 with the ours. And I don't know if you're aware of it, but actually physics teachers are pretty scarce. And of course, your smaller schools, they really can't afford to offer it. And sometimes what some of these schools will do, like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Westdale school system. It's out like on, the northwestern part of the county. It's a smaller school system, and so what they would do, they would take our physics distance learning, but they only offer it like every other year, because they don't have that many students, and it was a good idea and nice for them to be able to offer it, but when you have to pay, to provide it. So.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The AP Summer Institute, how did that get started? Do you know? And how's its success been?
Well, it's been really good. I think just because we had the, we offered several AP courses at the academy, and then, they they started teaching it. Now, um, see, actually, in the beginning, our workshops for teachers in the summer were called summer workshops. So I'm not so sure that the these first summer workshops, I'm not so sure they were all baked in. I know we offered a lot of workshops that were yeah, because I think see they were probably just really, and we offered a lot of workshops that were training teachers to use graphing calculators too. Yeah, that science workshop was funded through a grant from provided by Toyota USA Foundation.
So that's like a kind of big deal to be funded by this company.
Yeah. And this, that was the very first year.
That's really cool.
So,
do you know how they got that funding?
Somebody evidently had to apply for the grant. I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if Mark Corman, who was in charge of the program at that time, I don't know if he did that or not. And it could have been our first direct. Which was for integrating and graphing. And then we had interdisciplinary studies. So that one that was probably more like English literature, and then we had Jane Haynes that was English writing, because she designed and directed writing and design for operating across the curriculum program at Ball State's College of Architecture and Planning. So, in the beginning, right now, all of our summer teacher workshops are AP, but that wasn't the case in the beginning.
Right. Do you know why it changed, or was it just a loss of interest for the other courses? Or just more interested in the AP?
Well, I think that once, the current teachers were trained in the technology, with the graphing calculators and computers. That once, you were, past that, and then of course the new teachers coming in, they already knew the technology because they had, experienced it, firsthand. Between either when they were, in before they even, graduated from like high school or else, in college or whatever. So yeah, so you haven't like experienced where, you're getting into, like probably the difference, between, what you had in school and then afterward. So much. I don't know. It's, a big difference because before I came to Ball State, I had never used a computer.
And now here I am, like on my computer, 10 hours of the day.
Yeah, I had worked in numerous offices and just had typewriter and calculator.
We had these fancy machines.
Yeah, which I still have my calculator. I didn't go back and I printed out those fellows and I didn't go back and get them, did I?
Wait, this?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
no, it's